Hey, what's up, everybody? This is David,
This is Dylan.
and you may know us from our podcast, You Cannot Rewatch, which was an Evangelion rewatch podcast where we rewatched the entire series as well as End of Evangelion and discussed it, analyzed it, whatever. You may also know us. We also did some analysis videos of the last two Evangelion short films, Until You Come to Me and Another Impact. We're back today to discuss the newest short film, which is called just Impacts, or Neon Genesis Impacts, whichever you want to call it. It's called one of those things. This one might not be as long as our other discussions. I don't know if there's as much to discuss from this one.
Not really. I mean, it really just seems to be a short that shows the civilian side of the effects
Yes.
of Impact.
So I think with the first short film out of these three is still my favorite, Until You Come to Me.
Right.
Because it had the actual characters. It felt like it was actually taking place within the canon of the series. I guess this one does as well. But like the other one, it felt like it actually took place almost after 3.
Right.
Which was cool. And I felt like Another Impact I didn't really like. I think a lot of people liked that one, but I didn't really care about it. I didn't feel like it showed anything that I cared about. It was stuff that I didn't understand and still don't. This one I liked. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't amazing, but I thought it was interesting.
So it seems like the first one was very much almost kind of like baiting in people like, you should watch these.
Yeah.
It's what happened to these
Like,
characters.
here's
what the
Evangelion.
world is, but
Here's the show you know.
Yeah, but here's what the characters have kind of been doing. And then I think like these other two
Are more experimental.
have been like almost world building in a way, being like,
Yeah.
here's just not these characters, here's what's going on in this entire world in general.
Well, I'm still
Not
not
places.
convinced that Another Impact took place in this world or this universe.
Okay.
I almost feel like it took place either in another iteration of, if there is a time loop.
Right.
Hopefully, other people are really familiar with all this stuff because you might not be able to follow what we're talking about. But I'm sure you know what we're talking about.
And then the third one, I thought was kind of cool because it showed the civilian side of it, but I also
Yeah.
like how it was kind of like this happy music with definitely this really dark, messed up stuff happening in the background.
Yeah. One of the reasons I like the rebuilds a lot is I feel like we see more of the world. I feel like because the series was so low budget and it had a certain focus, even though it was much longer than the movies, the rebuild movies, I felt like we didn't really see a lot of civilian life. I mean, we see a little bit of the school with like Toji and Suzuhara, or Kensuke or whatever, but I feel like with the rebuilds we get a little bit more of like just seeing like average civilians, and I thought this was cool for that as well. Like it's interesting to hear people kind of talk about the events of Evangelion without directly talking about them.
Right.
Like these girls weren't being like, oh, the angels are coming and Nerve's going to defend, and like it wasn't that. It was just like, hey, we know something's going on. We don't really understand it. We just understand that people keep moving away because it's not safe here. And I think that's an interesting take on it, to not just be so like overt with what's happening. It does get more, more obvious towards the end. I was a little confused by something. These are like middle schoolers,
Yes, these are middle school.
but they have like a pop group already.
That seems like
Is that a thing?
on par, sure.
I guess. All right, sure. Checks out. I guess.
Also,
Also,
like an idol group, and I think it's a thing.
so as they all move away, they agree that they're going to someday, reunite and reform their band, which obviously doesn't happen. But it ends with their latest music video, their last one that they put out. I don't remember the name of it. Something about
sentimental something.
Sure, Sentimental Hutch or something.
Yep. Sounds about right.
But I was a little confused by the video by just a couple things, because it's clear that as the video ends, it's sort of fading away to like what the real reality here is, since this girl kind of left all her own in what looks like one of the evacuation like centers or shelters or whatever. But there's a couple shots in the video that I couldn't figure out if they were supposed to be in the video or happening to this girl outside of the video, because they were cut into the middle of the video. Like at first it shows them like they're on the beach or something, and then it shows them like playing their instruments and all that. And then there's a shot where like the girl falls down and she looks up and we see one of the cross like explosions, and we hear like the angel stuff.
I think it's supposed to be a juxtaposition of
I
like,
think
what's
it is
happening to
too,
her.
but it was just a little confusing to me.
Yeah.
I don't think, because I was wondering like, did they like film this and put this in their video? Because it's kind of weird, just because the way it was like intercut in there. So yeah, I wasn't 100% clear on that, but I thought that was cool. Like the idea of here's like this happy like group, and like it's all sentimental and stuff, and then just like pretty harsh cut to just like everybody's fucked. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's sort of obviously we see that through the eyes of like Shinji and Rei and Asuka and all those people, but it's cool to see it as just like, hey, everybody got fucked in this world. Not just like Shinji. Shinji isn't the only one that got screwed over. Like everybody got fucked over in this world. And yeah, we don't really see a ton of that in Evangelion beyond the major players.
No. Again, like I'm kind of getting an expectation that we're probably not going to get ones that are like the first one.
Right.
I mean, we may get another one maybe from a long time from now. But it seems like the most part it's going to be general stuff like this, where it's like it has to deal with the world, and you'll see some of the stuff in the background, but it's kind of dealing with like other things that they're not necessarily going to get to address
Yeah.
in a movie, which I think is really cool.
I think that's cool too. I think this one was better than the last one.
Definitely.
I don't really care about the last one.
Last one didn't really. Yeah,
I didn't feel like it gave me any new insight. Like this one
Right.
did. It kind of made me look at things a little bit differently in this world. The last one was just like some stuff. It was just. I think it was just made to look cool.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I'm really hoping that the fourth one is just nothing but Pin before with all the other penguin artists.
Yeah, I want to
really
see the
dynamic.
Pin origin story.
Yeah, me
like
too.
I know he's like a smart penguin. I think he was like
Mhm.
he was a test subject or something.
Right.
And it sounds like all the other penguins are extinct in the Evangelion
Exactly.
universe because Shinji didn't even know what a penguin was. So yeah, let's get
That's the real mystery.
Let's get the Pin story, and all these are animated differently. How should that one be animated?
Claymation.
That's perfect. Claymation. All right. So if nobody else is going to do that, call us up, Hideki Anno. We'll do the next Animator Expo.
I've done claymation before. I know how to do it.
I've never done it, but I'll totally learn. I'll watch Gumby, and we'll do the Pin thing. Anything else to say about this short?
No,
Not a lot to discuss about it.
not really.
I thought it was cool,
It's cool. Pretty straightforward though.
but yeah, pretty straightforward.
Which Angel would think it is.
Well, it sounds like stuff's been going on for a while because they're all moving away.
And it did say another Angel attack. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I would almost think that the one we see at the end is maybe... I don't know the fucking angels' names. Sorry, hardcore Evangelion fans. The one at the end of 2.0... I assume this happens during the rebuilds. I guess it could take place during the original series.
I feel like the other ones feel like they've been rebuilt stuff. So.
Yeah.
Well, at least the first one.
But the one at the end of 2, which is the one where... In the series, it's the one where that Shinji... Where he eats it.
Mm-hmm.
Where he eats the S2 engine. And I don't know what the angel's called, but it's the one at the end of 2 where he like pulls Rei out of it. Because that's the one where we see a lot of people like in the evacuation shelters or whatever, or emergency shelters. So
Well, she was by herself.
she was by herself, but Shinji was by himself when he was in the
That's
shelter.
true. Yeah.
So that it's possible. I mean, it could have been an earlier one. I don't think it would be a later one.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be too late. But
Because I don't even. I mean, we're still not even clear what happens between that angel and the events of 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of shrouded in mystery. I think it always will be too. Anyways, so we're going to wrap this up. So thanks for listening, guys. If you haven't checked out our podcast, You Cannot Rewatch, you can check that out, where we go over the entire series. You can also check out our discussion of the movie End of Evangelion. You can check out our discussion to the last 2 animated shorts. All of that is on our YouTube channel. You can find the playlist for our podcast, You Cannot Rewatch, and all of those videos are there. We also have started doing rewatches of the rebuilds. We just did 1.11, or whatever you want to call it, You Are Not Alone. So check out our analysis of that. Next month we're going to be doing the second rebuild movie, and then some point we'll be doing the third. And if the fourth ever comes out, we'll do that as well. So yeah, anything else to say, Dylan?
Nope, that's about it.
All right, thanks for listening, guys, and see you next time.
Bye.